Hello and welcome to this episode of Too Long Didn't Read Dota News. The Manila majors have finished, ESL 1 just concluded, and the TI invites have been announced. Let's go through it all. Now starting with the Manila majors. 16 teams arrived in Manila looking to prove themselves as the best. This major was even more important than the previous, as results here were likely to be very important for invites to the international. The tournament began with group stages to seed teams into the upper and lower bracket on the main stage. Top 2 in each group would move forward into the upper bracket, with bottom 2 moving forward into the lower bracket when they got to the main event. So starting off in Group A, Newbie and OG came out on top with Cole and Empire in the bottom 2. In Group B, Navi and DC took the upper bracket placings, knocking Wings and Secret into the lower bracket. Fnatic and Liquid took top 2 in Group C, with Alliance and VGR in the bottom 2. And last in Group D, we saw LGD and MVP take the top spots, with EG and Mineski in the bottom. Teams had a few days of rest before the tournament resumed on the main stage. Day 1 began with the upper bracket matches, with Team Liquid versus MVP Phoenix, and then Navi versus OG. Team Liquid, favorites coming into the major, lost 2-0 to MVP Phoenix. While Navi looked strong in the group stages, they fell 2-0 to OG. The perilous best-of-1 lower bracket games followed on Day 1. Complexity knocks out Wings with a fairly dominant showing, and Alliance wins their match against Mineski. Team Secret fall to Empire, and EG lose to VG Reborn. This was met with quite a bit of shock, and we'll talk about the fallout later. So these results let us see El Clasico revived, and we're not disappointed. We saw a full 3-game series with Navi growing stronger and more confident in every game. They eliminated Alliance and kept their major run alive. In addition to Alliance, we also saw Complexity, Empire, and DC fall in the 9th to 12th place finish. DC was knocked into the lower bracket by Newbie and then knocked out by VGR. Navi were the next team to be eliminated, losing 2-0 to Team Liquid. VGR also saw their run ended, losing 2-1 to LGD. Fnatic lose to Liquid as they rampage through the lower bracket. LGD knock out MVP, with MVP taking the 5th-6th spot along with Fnatic. Liquid continue their lower bracket run, knocking out LGD 2-0, with Game 2 a long, drawn-out 65-minute game eventually going the way of Team Liquid. OG and Newbie face off in the upper bracket finals. Newbie started off strong with a 28-minute stomp against OG. OG rallied to win the next 2 games and move on into the grand finals. Liquid and Newbie battle it out for the spot in those finals from the lower bracket. Newbie again start out strong with a dominating performance in Game 1, but they seem to have trouble maintaining momentum as they fall in the next 2 games, taking 3rd at the Manila Major. Our grand finals again include Team Liquid, with Frankfurt champions OG coming in from the upper bracket. Liquid come in strong with an Ursa Disruptor combo bolstered by a Timbersaw to fight a triple strength lineup from OG. OG charge forward and refuse to back down. They pick Phoenix in the next 3 games to combo with Void picks and a surprise Elder Titan and Wraith King picks in the 4th game. They win those 3 games in a row, taking their 2nd major win and becoming the first team to win 2 Valve-sponsored events. Now outside of the event, due to the performances by Team Secret and EG, we see a lot of changes in these 2 teams. Universe leaves Team Secret to return to Evil Geniuses. Zai will also be playing for Evil Geniuses instead of Kai P, as was his original plan. Secret pick up Balba and AUI after they're removed from EG. Both teams will now have to play through open qualifiers, EG in NA and Secret in the European Opens. TI champions EG face best of ones, as does Puppy, who experiences his first ever time not directly invited to a Valve event. Now moving on from the majors, ESL 1 was the next major tournament that we had, and the last tournament that we were going to see before TI invites came out. This is a lot of stress and pressure on these teams. Alliance, OG, and Liquid were direct invites. Vega and Navi came in through the European qualifiers, Complexity from NA, and Fnatic from Southeast Asia. LGD qualified from China, but they were unable to attend. VP replaces them at the last minute, and they had to play with Kezu as a stand-in on Day 1 while they waited for Aloha Dance to arrive. He was delayed due to visa issues. The teams were split into 2 groups that played a double elimination style bracket in the group stages. The top 2 teams from each group advanced into the semifinals for a single elimination style playoffs, and the bottom 2 teams in each group were then out of the tournament. Vega and Liquid advanced from the groups to play Na'Vi and OG. OG go 2-1 versus Liquid, while Na'Vi 2-0 Vega. We see OG and Na'Vi match up in the grand finals, a reminder of what happened in Dream League as well. Na'Vi have been strong lately, but they were no match for OG. OG win all 3 games, Game 3 pulling out a new trick, Miracle on the Lion. OG claimed their second title in a week and look like they could be the team to beat heading into TI. Now TI is not that far away, and very shortly after the conclusion of ESL, Valve releases the invites for TI 6. And 6 teams are invited. Now, no surprise, OG and Liquid are amongst the invited teams, and joining them will be Na'Vi after their consistent performance over the past several months. Newbie and LGD are invited from China, with MVP invited from Southeast Asia. This leaves 2 qualifier spots for each region to give everyone a chance to battle it out through qualifiers. And in addition, there'll be 2 wildcard slots, a TI staple for the past couple of years, as we see a small LAN qualifier that gives all of the regions a chance to play against each other for a shot at qualifying for TI. Due to so much roster instability in NA, the main qualifiers only have 6 invited teams, and then will be played with 8 teams total. So EG will be playing through the open qualifiers for these for a shot at making into the main qualifiers for America and then qualifying for TI. Every other region has 8 teams invited to the main qualifiers in addition to the 2 open qualifier spots. Now Secret will be playing through the open qualifiers in Europe, and as a reminder, they are now playing with AUI and Balba added to their team roster after Universe's departure. So for watching these games, the open qualifiers start on June 21st and will run until the 24th. There are 2 rounds of open qualifiers, and 1 team will qualify from each round. So the first round will take the first 2 days, and then teams can re-enter the second round and attempt to qualify a second time. After this, main qualifiers will run from June 25th through June 28th. First and second place in the main qualifiers will qualify for TI, with the next highest placing team or teams traveling to TI to fight for the right on the main stage in a wildcard tournament. Thanks for watching this episode of TLDR. I will see you guys after the qualifiers to update you on everything that happened.